What kinds of questions do you want to be asked? What things are you listening for to let people know just right out of the gate, here is the potential for a good match. Values are in alignment. What we believe about accountability that we've talked about is in alignment. What do you look for?
Well, I guess we sort of do the dating game, right? To see that we're good partners, and you might not know right up front, which I also think is important, that the relationship might end at a certain point. And that doesn't mean either of us are at fault, but it might not be a perfect fit. But right up front, I think it's a pretty open dialogue. And I have to say, at 4-H, we have that pretty open dialogue. I'm sitting here looking at Jill. That, we've asked tough questions, and the organization's even willing to come back to the potential funder saying, I thought a little bit more about this, and what do you think about taking this alternate path? So, I think it's back to doing your homework and knowing right off the bat where that sweet spot is going to be. Say, I've seen you in this space. Would this be interesting to you? Or this is a similar project to something you already support. Are you open to like sorts of projects? And having some really frank discussions about timeline, time frame, interests. I find that some of the most honest conversations derive the longest partnerships because it's just like a relationship. Communication is key.
It's really interesting too. I think one of the points that I wanted to pull out and magnify that you just made was that it is in fact good news to see a company funding in a similar space. That shouldn't be a turnoff to say, oh, well, they've done that already. I need to go and find somebody else who's going to fund our program in this similar space. That really speaks to corporate motivation, values, the kind of impact that you're looking to magnify out into the community. Is there anybody else who had thoughts on this match question before we move on? Penny, let me come to you if I could. And again, ask one of those kind of tactical, what's okay, what's not okay kinds of questions. If folks have identified a board member who sits on a foundation, they've got a connection to that partner, or maybe it's someone, a decision maker in the company that they found a path in, is it okay to leverage those kind of relationships, to find your way in that may not follow exactly the written instructions that are on the website about how I'm supposed to approach you with a proposal? Is that okay? Where's the line?
It's worth a try. It can be really different in different organizations. It may be something that is difficult for you to know from the outside. Again, I sit on 2 foundation boards. At the Libra Foundation in Maine, it's kind of a no-no to go that way. At the Noyce Foundation, basically that's the way we do almost all our funding. We do not accept proposals over the transom, so you need to get one of us interested in what you're doing. One way that is very effective for me is an email introduction from somebody I respect. If somebody says, Penny, I'd really like you to talk to this person, I think you'll find them interesting. No matter how much I don't want to do it, I do it.
You will do it.
And sometimes that will work out very well. So I would say, yes, it's worth a try.
Great. Is there anybody else who wanted to speak to that before we go out to another question I see that we have from the audience?
It can't hurt to ask, and you'll probably get a response. You work out a process, but I think if any of our executive leadership or our board members call us or do the email introduction, you're definitely going to get a response. Now, you have to have done your homework because we're going to come at you knowing that you have an in, but we have to have some kind of mission alignment.